Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves recently. The US pledging $1 billion in support to Colombia, right as the new president, Abelardo de la Espriella, takes office. But this isn't just any president. He's a Trump-backed figure, and that immediately sets the stage for a dramatic shift in Colombia's political landscape. Personally, I think what makes this really interesting is the timing and the symbolism. It's not just about the money, it's about the message being sent, both domestically and internationally. First off, de la Espriella's inauguration speech was nothing short of fiery. He promised an all-out war on narco-terrorism, and he didn't mince words. What many people don't realize is that this rhetoric isn't just for show. It's a direct response to the deep-rooted issues Colombia has been grappling with for decades. But here's the thing. His approach is polarizing. He's not just targeting crime. He's framing it as a battle for the soul of the nation. In my opinion, this kind of language is both powerful and risky. It rallies supporters but could alienate those who see it as overly aggressive or divisive. Now let's talk about the US involvement. The $1 billion pledge isn't just a financial commitment. It's a political statement. The US State Department called it a security package, aimed at fighting organized crime and illegal immigration. But if you take a step back and think about it, this is also about geopolitics. Colombia is a strategic ally in the region, and the US is clearly signaling its support for a leader who aligns with its interests. What this really suggests is that we're seeing a realignment of power dynamics in Latin America, with the US doubling down on its influence. One thing that immediately stands out is de la Espriella's decision to take the oath of office in Cali, not Bogotá. Cali is a hotspot for violence and criminal activity, and by choosing that location, he's sending a clear message. He's not afraid to confront the issues head-on. But here's where it gets complicated. His background as a lawyer representing drug trafficking paramilitaries raises eyebrows. Critics argue that his tough-on-crime stance might be rooted in his past connections, which could muddy the waters. From my perspective, this is a classic case of a leader's history shaping how people perceive his policies. What's also fascinating is de la Espriella's foreign policy agenda. He's vowed to strengthen military ties with the US and Israel, a sharp contrast to his predecessor, Gustavo Petro, who was critical of Israel. This isn't just about security, it's about ideological alignment. By joining Trump's Shield of the Americas initiative, Colombia is positioning itself as a key player in a broader regional security framework. But this raises a deeper question. At what cost? Aligning so closely with the US and Israel could strain relationships with other nations, particularly those with differing geopolitical interests. Another detail I find fascinating is the emphasis on illegal immigration. The US has framed this as a shared goal, but it's worth noting that immigration is a complex issue, often tied to economic disparities and political instability. Personally, I think focusing solely on border security, without addressing the root causes, could be short-sighted. It's like treating the symptoms without curing the disease. Finally, let's talk about the economic angle. The US has praised de la Espriella's pro-growth agenda, which includes deepening trade ties. On the surface, this sounds like a win-win, but it's not that simple. Economic policies that favor growth often come with trade-offs, like environmental degradation or increased inequality. What this really suggests is that Colombia could be at a crossroads, balancing economic aspirations with social and environmental responsibilities. So, where does this leave us? In my opinion, de la Espriella's presidency is a high-stakes gamble. His bold promises and strong alliances could bring much-needed stability, but they could also deepen divisions in an already polarized country. What makes this really interesting is how it fits into the broader narrative of shifting global alliances and the resurgence of right-wing politics. As we wrap up, I'll leave you with this thought. Colombia's future under de la Espriella is far from certain, but one thing is clear. The world will be watching. This isn't just a story about a new president. It's about the complexities of power, ideology, and the delicate balance between security and freedom. What do you think? Is de la Espriella the leader Colombia needs, or is his approach too risky? Let me know in the comments below.